So, you're over there just glowing. Your face is glowing into the camera. It really is. It's just shiny.
I can make it worse.
Yeah, you've got all the control on the light today.
I can make
that's
it.
amazing.
I can.
This is the Block Party and Minecraft Podcast, episode 188. We're your hosts, Bearded Sloth.
And Little C.
Get all our info at theblockpartymc.com.
Now let's get the block party started. I can't see anything now. That was a bad decision.
You blinded yourself with the light?
Yeah.
Now you know how the pastors feel when you do that to them.
I don't
at
feel
church
bad.
all the time.
I can do all kinds of stuff. I can make
know.
myself.
Ooh, look at that. Nice glow.
Blue.
Ooh, I like the
Blue's
blue.
nice.
I do like the blue.
Nice.
That is nice.
Oh, actually, the aqua's kind of nice. I don't know.
If you're only listening, that does look kind of cool.
This is. I'm underwater. I'm swimming.
If you're only listening,
You're missing out.
Yeah, you're totally missing out. We are on video. You got to check it out on Spotify. I think that's exclusive to Spotify, our video podcast. So make sure you're there. You can see our pretty faces.
Why does
Mine
the
is
purple
definitely
actually
prettier.
look good?
So you are changing colors over there. It doesn't look too bad. I'd give a little red, actually. Give you some color, man. You need color there.
I don't need color in person.
Maybe orange. There you go. That's not too bad. That actually looks better. So, all right, let's get the show. This is a Minecraft podcast, not a lighting podcast, even though he's like disco ball over there. We're going to get to your comments this week. It is kind of a special week. If you don't know, there's a big deal that around the Minecraft community only happened. He's totally throwing me off here. He's got the lights for you audio only listeners. He's got lights just changing colors like crazy on his face. I don't have the cool
He's
light
not
bulb.
cool like me.
I know. I'm going to have to get one. Could you change them at the same time?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, that's off topic. In the Minecraft community, big deal today. Minecraft Live was today. We did watch
they do
that.
2 shows a year now.
They do 2 shows, which is awesome. More Minecraft content, which is amazing. And we did watch it
live.
Yeah, it is kind of
Minecraft
weird
Live.
because it's not a live event anymore. When they used to do it was literally like a place you went and fans went and everybody.
Minecon,
It was,
when it was good.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And then they did Minecon Live, and it's been downhill from there.
Yeah, and I think 2020 might have had something to do with that.
No,
you know,
because they
some
stopped
big-
doing it. Minecraft, they did Minecraft Live.
That is
yeah.
true. They did start changing it. It's just weird now. It's still fun to watch, right? So we are going to cover that a little bit today. So hopefully you like that. I don't have a lot to say. There wasn't a whole lot.
We don't have anything
in
else
there.
to talk about with Minecraft, so it's just that. For
But
us,
now
our
we do
topic.
take your comments every week. So make sure you get those in on our Discord. That's the best way. Or the contact form on our website. Or you can email us. So
Why
those
do you
are great
have
ways.
this first thing in the show note, and then you have a tag saying it's in the wrong spot in the show notes?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean on the first comment?
Okay, because
What is that about?
Because I wanted to talk about it. I didn't want to wait to put it in
Okay,
for
then
listener questions.
just reorder that.
So I'm just putting it out there. And there's also, we're just going to talk
Okay.
about it. It pertains. It's a good section for that. Little C. All right. And what he's talking about is our first comment comes from Deflective Gamer 78. It did come from the website contact form. He actually had it as a listener question, but I wanted to address it first thing. It's kind of a big deal. Deflective Gamer 78 asks, what happened to the noob corner? Has Holy Bookworm gone missing? Where is she?
No, we're not like dying of hunger, so she has definitely not gone missing.
That is true. I
Yeah,
did
we
eat today.
we did eat today.
That is true. Okay. So she is around
Somewhere.
If you're,
It's hard to see her. She's really low to the ground. So
That's
make
it,
sure when
that's
you're
it.
looking for her, you're looking
So-
down there.
Yeah,
Hard to see her.
she was doing the Noob Corner every week, right? Podcast, audio only. It was just kind of supposed to be a fun bonus show. She is a total noob, so she talks about all kinds of stuff, right? And you might learn something, especially if you're a new gamer and whatnot. And it's fun just to listen to her. And she had the pun of the week and all that. She has been doing live streams, though, on our YouTube channel. So you got to check that out. She's totally there. And she's still a noob on video and playing Minecraft. So you got to check it out. she did tell me, though, she might start putting the pun of the week in the live stream. So you can get that, which is awesome, right? So she is around. She may do Noob Corner, but she's enjoying the live stream a little bit more right now. She's got big projects going on in the Jericho SMP. She's showing that off and everything. So check her out on our YouTube channel. All right. See, that's why I wanted to talk about it.
Sure.
All right.
Our next comment is also from Deflective Gamer 78. I built an underground bunker in my friend's world. I know something you guys don't have. A friend.
Hey!
Accurate. And
Yeah,
I
that is
made
true, though.
the edges around the bunker, and it looks really cool. And then he also added, everybody, when you say little c, say it with a capital C, not a lowercase c. Haha, I am so evil.
Oh.
No. Hold on, that's the wrong camera. There we go. No. Deflective Gamer 78 is now banned from
No more comments.
all comments. Any comments going forward will be ignored. I'm sorry, the C in little c is not capitalized. If
That
you
is
capitalize it, you will be punished for your crimes to a severe extent.
That's funny.
I will find you,
And
and there will be no escape.
All right. Yes. Thank you for that comment there.
Deflective Gamer. I hope
Now-
that both sides of your pillows are warm when you go to sleep.
I actually like warm pillows.
Get-
We have a
get
heated
out of
blanket,
here.
and before we
Get
go to
out of
bed, I'll
here.
put my blanket
You
on,
are a
or
psychopath.
put my pillow on there so it warms up.
Psychopath.
It's so nice.
That is
It's just so
psychopathic
cozy.
behavior.
It's
I'm
like
scared for my life being in the same room as you
it's
after
like
saying
warm
that.
chocolate chip cookies or something.
No,
Just,
no.
All right, let's get to the actual part of the comment here. I built an underground bunker in my friend's world.
Those are cool. All my
Yeah.
bases are
I love underground
Most of my stuff's
bunkers.
underground. Mine's not
Yeah.
a bunker, but
Yeah.
on Jericho Season 1, someone was building the vault from Fallout
Oh, yeah.
in
That was
Shopping
kinda
District.
cool.
That was
Yeah,
cool.
that was cool. Yeah, I could stay underground all the time, and pretty much that's what I'm doing this season of Jericho SMP. I don't have anything really built above ground. I have the very top of my iron farm, I guess, the pool area where they spawn and everything, but that's about it, and a bunch of junk laying around. I got trees growing up there.
I don't have junk laying around. I have unfinished builds laying around everywhere, but I don't have junk laying
I've
around.
started carrying some of the junk down. Right.
That's good.
So I have started that. I'm not going to comment on the rest of as far as little C and big C, and yeah, you're definitely little C. There's a reason why you don't capitalize the C. It's little C.
Angers me. It severely angers me.
Yeah, he gets very upset
just-
with that.
It's so annoying.
And again, that
It
came
also-
from the website contact.
It
form.
also annoys me because some fonts are
Yes.
all capitalized fonts. So I
Okay.
can't type out my name. So I usually have to do like a custom design with all my logos because
Yes.
I use capital only fonts because they just look better. And then I just take the C and make it smaller,
Right.
even though it's all capitalized still,
Right.
because it annoys me that much.
Yeah, you got to have the lowercase C. Absolutely.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Next comment here comes from a radio guy. I have been building my iron farm on Jericho. I was able to get 2 villagers to my base, and now I have about 47. I have had great luck with librarian villager trades. I already have protection 4, feather falling 4, some mason chance, unbreaking 3, and mending, and all the trident enchants. Wow. That's
Nice.
amazing.
There's a member on Jericho who gave me access to their villager hall
Okay.
with all the book trades. And
Yes.
they did, however, you get the cheaper trades, so either curing or whatever it is on Bedrock.
Mhm.
They did that.
Mhm.
So I can go in and get a ton of books for cheap. I don't a ton because it's just I have to travel pretty far.
Right.
And then by the time I'm going back and forth to my base, getting more emeralds, whatever. But when I do need a book, I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
I need this for a mace or something. I
Okay.
just head over there, grab the books.
Nice.
I want to get my own, and we'll talk about that. a
So
little bit
I
later.
have the enchants I have. I don't think I have a lot of enchants on my armor.
Are
and
you
stuff.
maxed out yet?
No, not
Oh,
at all.
dang.
I have my picks maxed out, right? I have everything I need on those, and that's pretty much it. I don't
You
even think
don't-
my sword
I don't
has
think
everything.
you play
so.
Minecraft BS. I don't. You're not doing. You don't do anything.
Not a whole lot.
You don't do any game progression. You get to a certain point,
exactly,
and
I'm
you
good.
never go on.
I'm good.
I do that, but it's that because I can't. I can't go any further. I already
There's
have
nothing
a pet,
more to do.
I have a pet warden. What more do I need to do?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
It
is interesting. He is bringing all these villagers around because iron farms, villages, all that is very reliant on distance from other villagers and things. His base is very close to mine. And I'm going to talk about that in a little
My
bit.
base is far away.
So,
y'all can deal with your problems basing next to spawn.
I'm just saying it might be time for me to move soon.
Hey, if you want to move, I know a good spot.
Yeah.
32,000 blocks out.
Nice.
I walked there once.
That's a long ways.
Actually, no, I didn't walk there. I did.
Yeah.
I think I flew across from our main spawn continent to like next piece of land.
Yeah.
And from there, it was all boat, camel, horse, walk.
Okay.
Like I did not. I put the elytra away, and I was a walking. I don't know why I walked 32,000 blocks. I don't think the server size enjoyed that, but I did.
Right.
So that's the thing. I got to see if I should find that screenshot.
All right. Next comment was actually in the listener question section. Again,
why are you doing this, BS?
Because this is very relevant to today,
That's
and it wouldn't
true,
be
but you
as
could just
relevant
skip
next
it because
week.
it's kind of just the whole show.
So, anyways, it's a good transition. Don't you see what I'm doing here?
No, I don't.
Don't
I don't
you see what I'm doing?
I don't see the vision.
All right. Well, you go ahead and read it. And who's it from?
It is from Radio Guy, and it is technically a question because BS just is so throwing me off over here, and I don't like it. Are you excited for Minecraft Live? I sure am.
Yeah, I was very excited for Minecraft Live.
Were you actually?
I was.
I wasn't.
I
don't
always
know.
am. It's a great
I don't
thing.
know.
It's part of the culture of Minecraft.
It's not.
We're in this community.
To me,
it
doesn't seem as... It's not the same.
No, it's not.
And
but
I
it's
don't
still
think that...
fun to watch. It's
I don't
cool
know.
to see the new drops and see it before anybody else does.
I think my generation of Minecraft players, which is like old Minecons, that was what we lived for.
Of course.
So now it's like we don't really care. All the new features, most of us ignore and play like we did back in 2020 with the cave update stuff, that changed how we play, obviously.
Yeah.
But like since the Nether update, really, that was the big thing. Since then, it's kind of all had a little bit of disappointment sprinkled in. Everything's... I still like it. I still like the game and everything.
We build up these huge updates, and we're not doing that now, right? We're doing smaller updates.
I just think... To me, it's just Minecraft Live, the modern ones are too produced.
Okay.
To me, I just don't... It's fine to watch. I enjoy watching it. It's just not the same. The old ones felt like it was...
I agree with that. It's something new. It's different. Yeah. So you've got to go in just thinking it's something different.
I just don't enjoy it as much.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. I get it. All right. But yes, Radio Guy, I was very excited. I'm excited to talk about it, right? There's some new features coming, and they're not great. You know, the other thing is...
they're not great?
They're not
the
like...
features are cool.
They're not... Yeah, they're awesome. They're not like this grand, I guess, right?
That's the point.
Big thing.
Drops.
Exactly. They're smaller.
Although I think the changes are crazy.
There will be...
You have a bug on your face. What is going on over there?
All right. That was fun.
Holy cow. We are getting live interrupted. He was assaulted by a ladybug. Welcome to the block party, everybody. It is dangerous.
And we're going to get more in that, whatever that drop, whenever that comes out, right? That'll be the next big drop. We're getting one Tuesday. They announced that. I'm going to go ahead.
So that's what we've been talking about in changelogs.
Exactly. That's all the stuff in changelogs. But gradually, they'll add more here in the next few months, right?
Yeah.
And they'll announce more things that we have not heard yet. And that's where I get really excited.
I think the thing with Minecraft Live too is there's like the Minecraft Monthly. Like there's a video or whatever, and it's like a news show video that's talking about the new features. I think that completely takes away all the hype from Minecraft Live. Because they're hyping it.
That is true.
But like, okay, you get a little bit of sprinkle here, a little sprinkle there of information about new stuff. Whereas it used to be, they like posted a screenshot on Twitter that no one had an idea of what's going on. They try to do that now. they do it too much. They give
Yeah.
too much. They're not sprinkling, they're dumping it on.
From a business perspective, does it keep the hype going all year long? Keep the revenue coming
Maybe.
in all year long? Get their sales on marketplace up? Things like that. I wonder.
Know. Probably, but like it's just like Minecraft community wise, it's like I don't know. You kind of have been.
I would be curious for players that are fairly new to the game or the Minecraft community. I feel like, how do you feel about Minecraft Live? I feel like
if you're new, you're probably hyped for it.
I think that's.
I think us old people are just tired of it. We just want to go mine. Right. Leave us alone.
We know what was expected.
Leave us alone. Let us go mine.
Yeah, I think that's probably part of it, Little C. I think that's probably the lack of your hype. I think if you were that age again now, starting,
just
you'd be
new
just
to Minecraft.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Minecraft because we're already talking about Minecraft Live.
So just playing Minecraft this week. I played for about 5 minutes.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Good job,
that's
Little
pretty good.
C. You got your 5 minutes.
Yep, I got my 5 minutes on Jericho, and I was gonna work on my villager hall.
Okay.
And then proceeded not to.
Oh, good job.
I don't think anything came up. I think I just I looked at it. I looked at this building I built for it, and I'm like, huh. And then logged off.
All right,
did something else.
I'm gonna start here instead of talking about Minecraft Live because we got a lot to talk about there.
Oh, he's talking about Jericho. I'm
gonna talk about my Minecraft a little bit first.
So we're going from Minecraft Live to Little C talking about whatever the heck he's talking about. Nobody ever knows. And then
gameplay.
We're going to BS talking about whatever the heck BS is gonna talk about.
So I mentioned my iron farm. So apparently,
oh boy,
iron golems are spawning outside of the funnel.
The funnel? Is it a funnel cake?
That's what I call it.
No, a funnel cake.
Because it all funnels in, right? You know what I'm talking about. All the water coming from going to the center.
Yeah, the funnel.
Then, right? The funnel. Okay. Apparently, 2 of them spawned out. And I've had that occasionally. And I've always just said, oh, somebody must put a bed down for a while near it, whatever. And it changes the center of the iron farm, essentially, right? The center of the village. And so I'm guessing that's what it was. But what scares me is Radio Guy being fairly close.
Yeah.
Now, he does say it's over 128 blocks away.
Okay, but also it needs to be more than that. It's got to be experience.
Exactly. And it's based on chunks. There's a lot that plays into it. And the edges of
honestly, I think if you just took a villager past it, it'll screw it up.
And that very well might be too.
Like early on, I had issues because I had my villagers all on an island, and people would drive by because it's right on the edge of the continent.
Yeah,
and so people would drive by in boats with a villager. And it would mess stuff up.
I will say though, as long as there's nothing nearby now, and everything's gone, the way I set mine up,
it'll fix itself. Nice.
So I think they're not attached to a single workstation, and they all have access to every workstation.
The solution's 32,000 blocks. That's what I'm telling you.
I might move. I was thinking about moving.
This is a forever world. Go build a cabin out in the woods. Be happy.
Exactly. Kind of start over. Maybe bring in my other game that I've been playing. Bring in some inspiration from that over.
I like
log cabin stuff and Old West.
I see the vision.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Now, granted, I'm in a good area for that right now, but I'm sure I could find a different one.
You got to find. I don't think it's possible. Can you find a mesa biome next to a spruce tree biome? A spruce taiga? I don't think you could.
They're different, right?
Because it's like warm and cold, so you have to have lukewarm or whatever.
I mean, I'm
middle.
sure it happens, right? You have those one-offs all the time.
I'm thinking there's a cool place. I've seen some cool stuff. I have screenshots because when I went walking, I saw some beautiful landscape about, I'd say a reasonable distance out, like under 15,000, which seems reasonable to live. You build another portal, get a ice road, you'll be fine.
Right.
And so there's some cool landscapes if you want someplace. I'll be your.
I might do that. Maybe I'll just pack up. I'll buy tons. I'll buy you out on shulker boxes.
I'll be your realtor,
and
I'll find you some nice land.
I'll get tons of camels. Get them all lined up. Is it not camels? Is it camel? No, it's llamas.
No,
get a bunch of llamas. I get a camel too.
No, you get a donkey.
Get a donkey. Okay, and then we'll get a bunch of llamas.
Yeah.
and we'll just drag them all.
Get some
and
malays, you
we'll
know,
have
throw
a
some
moving,
malays up there.
We'll have a moving party, and we'll just move.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
gonna go across like thousands of blocks of ocean?
Yeah, exactly.
llamas?
We're gonna figure this out. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna figure it out. We'll have boats or something, and yeah,
Okay. Actually, you can lead boats, so you just put all the llamas in the boats and drag them along.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
This would be so silly.
Yeah, this could be fun.
This
I
would be
don't know.
hilarious. BS move and sail, and you're just selling off random stuff from your base.
That's right.
You
That's
have
right.
like a half used.
We'll do an auction.
You have a pair of leather boots. Okay, leather boots.
Yeah, we'll have an
Half
auction. I like
used.
it. I like it. I love it. Yes.
Oh boy.
I mean, I want to kind of move anyways because I am fairly close to spawn, and
Dude, I want to
You know.
move, and I'm not close at all. Like, I'm on the
I know.
spawn continent.
I know.
I love where I live because I built there
Right?
for the environment.
hmm
But, like, I want to live. I kind of want to make a second base and then just not talk about it ever.
Yeah, that
Like,
might be the way to go.
I mean, I'll talk about it on the podcast as a projects or whatever,
Right.
but, like, not talk about, like, if I have
Location
transport or anything.
Yeah,
And just live out in the middle of nowhere.
I like it.
Yeehaw!
I like it. All right, now the moment I think everybody really. Do we want to talk about Minecraft Live now, or do we
Yeah.
want to talk about
Yeah.
our real life and go back to it?
Yeah,
that's
real
a
life
good
and
question.
go back to it.
All right, let's talk about our real life. Don't worry, we'll get to it. Minecraft
Eventually,
Live talk. We'll talk
we're
about
doing
it.
what they do in the Minecraft monthly.
right,
That
just hold on.
Vubuy or whatever. He always
We-
is like
we-
doing that. He's like
Little C
pushing
and
it
I
off.
do have real lives. Maybe we'll find out
Eh.
in this segment.
Eh, eh.
So Ubuntu
Ubuntu,
on
Ubuntu,
older laptop.
Ubuntu,
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
I
don't know.
No, that's a Windows
I call
like
it Ubuntu.
yeah. Anyways, Linux, right? I am just playing around with my old laptop again.
He uses
Linux,
Linux. Everyone.
Yeah,
This guy
I'm
uses
gonna
it.
start using Linux all the time. No, I don't think I will. There's a lot of issues that I've already. It wouldn't work for me because of the games I play, like Minecraft, for instance.
Bedrock Minecraft
Bedrock.
specifically.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just not going to work very well for me on that. But there is a way, and I think it's cool. It's just kind of a hack thing to do. But you can play GIFs in Terminal. So if you know what Terminal is, basically like a command prompt type thing, and you can totally play the the dancing parrot or the party parrot. Do you know what I'm talking
This
about? The party
is
parrot.
The most useless piece
And you
of
can play that in
information
Terminal. So I'm going to figure that out
ever.
on Linux, and then I'll be good. Right? I've succeeded
You
at
can
Linux
do that
at
on Windows, you know.
No, actually not. It
Yeah,
doesn't work.
You can have. There's a dancing parrot you can have in command prompt on Windows.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. They didn't think it worked on Windows.
It might
on
be
the articles.
different, but
Okay.
there's
All
a
right.
dancing parrot.
All right. The other thing I want to figure out with that is I want to be able to remote in both ways using remote desktop,
Mm.
either from Windows to there or
See,
from
if you
from
use
there
an
to
older
Windows.
version of Ubuntu, not the new one, you can use Parsec. It
Yes.
doesn't work on the new one though.
Why does it not work on the new one?
I don't think they just haven't released it yet.
I have Parsec on it.
Oh, okay, maybe they did. When I tried it a few months
Okay.
ago, it
Okay.
wasn't out yet.
Now I haven't actually tried it.
The update
But
wasn't out
The
yet.
app itself pulled
Yeah.
up. I got to like
Yeah,
login
mine
screen.
said
so-
I can't.
Okay.
'Cause it was. I don't think it was out yet for the
Okay.
newest.
Yeah, I was able to do that. So I know I could do that. So I could play my games and
Yeah.
whatever, right? And from the living room without moving my laptop.
Sure.
Awesome. And I might. The other problem with this old laptop
Mhm.
is the wireless card. It's so slow.
Mm,
It's like 40 megs,
yeah.
like up and down.
Yeah.
That's it. And we have 500
Yeah.
available. And
I mean, that's enough to do whatever, but for
Right.
streaming like that, that's rough.
Exactly. So I could upgrade that card. I mean, the cards are cheap enough, right? I could probably just upgrade that.
I don't
but-
think it's worth it
I
in
know,
these old laptops.
yeah,
It's
I
like,
know.
I don't think,
I
yeah.
know. It's fun to play with, though, right? It's just fun to throw stuff at. I did that a little bit at work, too.
Mhm.
I had an old Optiplex, big tower machine, and I was throwing random stuff. I was basically tasked to clear out the hard drive, right? And, there's certain process that you actually have to do Well, just for fun at the end, I was throwing random Linux distros on it.
Best way to clear it? Fire.
Yeah, well, that would work too.
Light it on fire.
Yeah, so
Don't have to worry about it.
that's that's really all I got to talk about real life. There's not a whole lot else going on.
See, we music practice, that was Thursday night.
Yeah.
We set up wireless mic, another
Mm.
one. So we have, in all of our church, we have 4 wireless boxes.
Right.
Distributed between 2 sound systems.
Yes.
2 downstairs in our gym or multi-purpose room, and 2 up in our sanctuary main area.
Yes.
And so we took one, because we used 2 upstairs. We have one for a handheld, one for a pastor mic. We have to have the pastor mic, obviously.
Absolutely.
So we grabbed another one from downstairs and took it upstairs, because they used both, but not completely. They'll survive without it for a few weeks. So now we have 2 wireless mics.
Yes.
Just to test it with our singers, see how they like it and everything for a few weeks before we invest a bunch of money into
a bunch of money,
a better system, but like better mics and everything.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be like the next level up of, it's still Shure, but it's the next level of receivers and wireless system.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. I think the singers really like having wireless. So.
And the ones we're using are just batteries, like AA. The ones we're going to get can use AA, but you can get a rechargeable battery and a docking station. So you just set the mic in there and it's charging.
Yep.
Super nice.
Amazing.
And yeah, I think I found everything we need to upgrade. So I have like basic cost analysis and everything. There's a few things. Probably going to talk to Sweetwater, which if you don't know is like a music or gear
who
system.
Doesn't know?
They have all kinds of audio equipment.
Amazing. That's where all this came from, by the way.
So probably talk to them, see, make sure anything on my list that's missing, any suggestions, whatever. And yeah, that'll be fun. And then last night, our church had a pickleball event, so I went to that.
Nice. Were there pickles?
There were no pickles. Like,
I
don't know what was up. Like, I went there, they said snacks would be there, and pickleball. So I was expecting like little snack.
Of course.
Pickles.
Gotta have pickles.
Yeah. There were no pickles.
And
it was a sporty thing.
Right.
It was an activity. I had to do something.
Right.
I couldn't just sit there and eat pickles.
That's sad.
I don't.
You're gonna be okay, little C.
It was a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, pickleball.
Pickleball's fun. It's
awesome.
I don't know how to explain it. It just, if you've ever played table tennis.
Okay. Yeah.
Mix that, but it's the table's the floor.
Oh wow!
And you're like standing on the table basically.
But it's pretty much the same concept.
Yeah, there's some weird rules like you can't hit it into a certain area unless it's been hit multiple times and all kinds of that. So like Tennessee type rules. And then the paddles are squares almost ish. They're like square. It's weird. It is a very weird sport, but it was a very fun.
Yeah, I did not join you for that.
Yeah,
I was just getting home when you guys left, so
it was fun.
Yeah, awesome.
I think they're planning on doing it more too.
Oh, cool. Pickleball. Okay.
Now for
going back.
No.
Continue,
and then we'll go back.
All right. I guess it's story time with Little C, featuring Little C. Now here's Little C.
Oh wait, I'm Little C. And it's story time with Little C. So I'll continue talking as Little C. Villagers are very annoying. If you have them all in a room, maybe don't have just one entrance. Because when you open that gate, it's a flood of villagers trying to get out. And let's just say, my sword lost a bit of durability.
That was story time with Little C, featuring Little C. And now back to Bearded Sloth. I think I'm crying a little bit. I think I'm sad. I don't want to know what happened to the villagers there.
I'll let you use your imagination.
All right. Minecraft Live!
Yay!
March 2025. We got to say that now. We got to give the month too because they're going to do two.
Yeah, it's not just Minecraft Live 2025. It's
Right.
Minecraft Live 1/2 2025.
One of two. Yes. Okay, let me get back to my notes here. It's a happy day.
It's a happy day.
It's a happy day.
You know, gas, those big
Oh, dude,
marshmallows
gas, they're so annoying. They shoot fireballs at you. And,
flying around like giant marshmallows.
Yes.
The sounds of one of
And
the
the
early developers'
sounds.
cats.
Yes. Yeah.
Wild. Yeah. Everyone loves gas. Right?
Yeah.
What haven't you always dreamed to be able to have a ghast as a pet?
Yeah.
And it not shoot at you? Haven't you always wanted that BS? Isn't that what you've always dreamed of? Like, you've been playing Minecraft and you're like, I know what's missing. They should hire me. I know what's missing. We need this crazy feature, Happy Gas.
Happy Gas.
And yes, I think that's their actual name.
Happy Gas. It is. I went back and looked it up.
You just
Happy Gas.
double checked.
I did double check.
Wow.
It is Happy Gas.
Yeah.
So you don't just get them, right?
Yeah.
You don't just get a Happy Gas. They don't spawn as Happy Gas in the Nether. They're not going to be happy in the Nether. This is why they're throwing fireballs.
It's not anything with the gas, actually. You don't even have to look at a gas. You could get this on peaceful mode.
How much of this do we want to give away?
All of it?
All of it. Okay.
It's a block.
It is a block.
They're a block.
And where do you find them?
Kind of. In the Nether. In the Soul Valley thingies with all the soul sand and stuff.
And
the bones.
Where the bones are.
The bones are.
So fossils.
It's like part of a block.
Yeah. So
they're cool.
And they're called dried gas.
And they look great for decoration.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to use them just sitting there like that. I'm never getting...
Ooh, that's an interesting conversation. We do have a live audience here on our Discord. First of all, I want to say welcome in to everybody that's listening live. Looks like we got a couple listeners there. So Radio Guy, he asks a good question. Will the dried gas spawn in already loaded chunks?
Nope. You'll have to go to new chunks.
Yeah, I seriously doubt it.
No, it's not a doubt. It's a block. So it's a generated block.
Yeah, that is true. It is kind of...
It's not just... I don't think it's going to be regenerable either. Regenerative.
Yeah, so you're going to have to find them.
So you're going to have to find multiple.
Yep.
So like on Jericho, day one this releases whenever. Everyone's going to go get them. All the players with the Elytras that know where they are or like have an idea of how to find them are going to get like 1,000 of them. And then everyone else is going to be like, what the heck, y'all? We want some too. And then they're like...
There was no indication that you could get more.
No. I think it's... You get one. You have to get this block every time. I don't know if they're...
You got to get the block.
I don't think they can reproduce, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to... And plus, by the way, this is very early in development.
Yeah, we still have a long ways before this is released.
Probably the names will change like they've done in the past. All kinds of stuff.
This is very early feature.
But anyways, it's awesome. So yeah, you get this dried gas block that you find. Then you got to leave the Nether with this block.
You're getting out of here because it needs water.
It needs
water.
It's
thirsty.
It's like dehydrated. That's what it should be called. It's a dehydrated gas. Yeah, exactly. And so you take it back out to the overworld.
Get it some water.
Right. Give it some water. And it basically sits there. And they made it very clear that you put it in water and you wait.
And wait.
And wait.
And guess what else you can do?
Wait some more.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to take quite a while.
It's kind of like turtle eggs.
Turtle eggs. That's exactly what I was thinking. But then something happens. Something magical. A little tiny, well, not tiny, but small gasoline. Gasoline.
That's a random
not
name.
Gasoline.
Gasoline, yeah.
That's hard to say now that I'm reading it.
Yeah, it's gasoline, obviously.
I'm going to call them gasolines.
Yeah, there we go.
That's their new name.
The big one's a diesel.
So they're just small versions of gas that are happy. They look happy.
They just
they're
have a
happy
little
to
smile.
be alive.
Yeah.
And they just kind of float around.
They kind of start, their face looks sad. Like the dried gas looks very sad.
Yeah.
As it goes, it gets progressively more happy.
Right. Yeah. The face on it does.
And then these guys, they're hungry. What do they eat? What are they hungry for, BS? What are they hungry for?
Well, do you think some kind of fireball from the nether, maybe?
That would make sense. Gas, they shoot those in the nether. Maybe that's what they want to eat.
That was my first thought, right?
Yep.
Like magma cream or something.
Maybe even like slime balls. That's like what frogs eat. Maybe they want that. I don't know.
No. They want something much colder and something to hydrate with. Snowballs.
What?
Yes, snowballs. So now we have a purpose for snowballs.
Because there's so many purposes to those.
I know, but there's more
Throw
purpose.
them at people.
Yeah,
What more purpose do you need?
They eat snowballs, so they like snow cones, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Dyed snowballs.
Oh, boy.
I love it. Yes.
Yes, calm down.
All right. Anyway, so you give them the snowballs.
Yep.
I'm going to call those snow cones from now on.
Okay.
So you give them snow cones, and then they grow up eventually, right? Just like you feed baby animals, like baby cows
like
weed
the
or
baby
something.
Version.
It speeds up their growing process.
Which seems like
then you get the happy gassed.
Yeah.
Which is a full-size version gassed, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a full gas.
Huge, right?
But it has
giant.
a smiley face.
Very happy. Doesn't attack you.
Yeah,
Nothing like
doesn't
that.
shoot anything, I don't think.
It looks very passive.
I think it should be able to shoot stuff, but player controlled. Because
Right.
you know how much chaos we could cause if we could shoot fireballs
like a turret on
like
top.
a controlled gas.
Yes.
You just
there
control where the gas
I
shoots.
it.
Chaos.
And it could shoot snowballs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? Unlimited
Mhm.
snowballs. Yeah, like a turret. Oh, I love this idea. Anyways, that's not it.
That's
We
not
gotta
it.
go
That's
back.
not it. That's just
Rewind.
us.
All right. We're confusing people.
You can't.
So you have this happy gas.
They don't just float around like balloons without a purpose. Well, they kind of do.
Well, they kind of do.
But
unless you do something with
You can
them.
do a thing.
What is that little
You can
thing?
make a harness.
You can make a harness.
You can ride them.
So it looked like
They're like
what was
horses.
It was
But nothing like horses.
Yeah. You had to pick a color of some sort, so you had to have a dye.
Get a color of wool, whatever color you want.
Yeah. So you had to do that. Wool. Is that what it was
Yes.
using? Wool. Okay. So you get that, and then glass blocks.
Yeah.
I
One
believe.
glass or two
Okay.
glass.
So you got to
I don't
have
know.
those.
They have goggles.
And then
They're very silly.
And then you have to have a saddle.
Yeah.
And this is how you make a harness.
Yeah.
And then you put the harness on it.
Mm-hmm.
And to get them to come towards you, you can hold the harness or you can hold snowballs.
Yeah, hold a snowball.
And they'll come towards you, and then you can put that on. And then you can ride them just like a horse.
They're very slow.
They are very slow, but you can
fly.
control them.
And the crazy thing, you can stand on them.
You can't stand on them.
This is the big thing. You stand on them and they won't move.
Yes.
So you can just like stand up in the middle of the sky and just chill.
Right. And yeah. And you can then mount them again and control them. So you can essentially make a floating platform and build way up in the sky.
It's so nice for building stuff.
Absolutely. Now, how many times are we going to see little C hit the ground too hard?
None.
Falling off of these
Because
things.
I'll still be wearing an elytra. And I'll have a totem of undying. Death is not an option.
Okay. Yeah, and you talked about the goggles. So when you
they
are
look
riding
very
them,
goofy.
the goggles come down.
Yeah.
But if there's no players on it, the goggles go up. So you can tell from a distance if there's a player on it or not.
And you can have up to 4 players riding it. Which
4
is
players.
Yeah. So on Jericho, we're going to have the battle bus, but it's a gas flying.
Yeah. To me, it did look goofy.
So
we have that
silly.
in the live chat. Radio guy says goofy goggles. I totally agree. I don't know. I can't get over it. I think feel very similar to the way I feel about LA's.
Okay, LA's feel Minecrafty to me.
Okay.
And this isn't a time they're added in thing.
Yeah.
I think but with more recent features, I think especially this drop, or not this drop, the previous drop that hasn't released yet.
Right.
It just feels the texturing and just everything about it. Mostly the texturing doesn't feel Minecrafty. Well, it feels Minecrafty, but it feels texture pack Minecrafty. So it seems like they're expanding the vanilla style, which is fine. It just right now, it feels like texture packs because of just how they're doing the more modern textures.
Okay. You know what? I just had this thought too. The problem was when you put a harness on it, to me.
Yeah.
Like the happy gas by itself looks fine. It makes sense.
It looks like a gas.
Right?
It does not
looks
make
like
sense,
a gas.
but it looks
it's
like
fine,
a gas.
right? Yeah. Okay. It feels somewhat Minecrafty.
Mhm.
It's fine to add. When you put the harness on, it just changes so much color, but it's kind of similar to putting carpet on llamas.
Yeah.
And then you get this whole elaborate
that's
thing.
something you can do in real life and
So-
doesn't look as goofy.
That is true.
When you slap on a
But if
flying
you-
marshmallow,
But if I can
it's a
flip
flying
that
marshmallow.
switch in my head,
Yeah, sure.
that you're riding it just like a horse.
No,
or
I have
something
nothing
like
against
that,
any
so.
of that. It's
Yeah.
just the texturing feels a
Hmm.
little weird to me.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're still gonna work
Yeah.
on all that. They're gonna get the details here. They love hearing from the
Yeah.
Minecraft community and your feedback. So, yeah.
And
So
then
there.
my favorite part of Minecraft Live
Okay. Yeah.
is the vibrant visuals,
Mm.
which is just lighting. It's shaders, but not as good as some Java shaders, better than current RTX for Bedrock. It's coming to both Bedrock and Java. Way later for Java is what they were
They
saying.
got to figure it out.
So it's coming for
Yep.
Bedrock in the next few months. It's
Yep.
probably not going to work for most people. The majority of players aren't going to be able to use it. They were showing it off, and at the bottom it was like
Yeah, you're
using
gonna
with a
have to
high-end
have-
PC.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's going to be an RTX type thing. Even if you can
Mhm.
run it, a lot of people will struggle to run it. I don't know if they'll have I don't think they'll
it's-
have an RTX requirement.
Yeah, I don't.
I think
so.
it's gonna be that's where it's gonna be optimal to use. Maybe some consoles can use it, like modern gen.
Ooh, yeah, that is
I
true.
think they'd be fine with it.
I bet.
So it's
I
gonna be
bet
pretty
modern
cool.
gen will be able to use it.
Yeah, and like I won't have an issue with it. I have a good enough PC to
Yeah,
run Minecraft with pretty
I'll
lights.
struggle. I won't be able to.
Cool. Yeah,
so.
I'm excited for it just because it's not. Unlike a lot of shaders I use on Java and also RTX, it doesn't change the feel. It just feels more ambient, feels nicer, looks better.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that
It just feels a
it's
little.
very vanilla.
It makes it's
and
super
just
vanilla,
adding,
and it just makes it
shader
feel
to it,
better.
essentially,
Yeah,
right?
it just feels better.
it does.
So I'm excited
I like
for it.
those type of upgrades.
Yeah.
The nice thing is,
And I'm glad it's toggleable for client side.
It's client side, yeah. So resource pack. So it's just on your side. You can have it on or off as you choose.
Yep.
Individually.
Join your friend's world who doesn't
Right.
play with it. You can
Right.
have it on kind of thing.
Absolutely, and I love that aspect of it. So
Yeah, that's same with the locator bar, which they talked about a little bit. That's something we
yeah,
talked about. That's
yeah.
coming out soon.
Yep.
That's toggleable from world side, but I'm glad it's toggleable because like on Jericho, we're
Right.
probably gonna have that off.
Yeah,
But
we'll probably turn
It's
that off.
cool that they have the option to have it on and off.
Yeah, I like it as a little radar thing, and
I like it on some
If-
worlds. I don't like it on
I
most.
think back of Jericho 1
I think
before we
yeah.
had a server,
yeah.
and there was only like 4 or 5 of us
Yeah.
that played. Right, we kind of want to know where each other are, so
Kind
it
of.
would have
I don't know.
kind
think
of made sense
so. The
there.
way Jericho
Right.
works, we don't really want it with
Right.
like if you're just making a world, you got a few friends, like maybe
Right.
from friends, in real life. You hop
Yep.
on there, you all throw that on there, then you can find each other a bit easier.
Exactly. I kind of like that. It's fun. They
But
kind
when
of did
you're-
a small hide and seek game.
But when you're on a
Minecraft Live
server
and-
with like 40 people and
Yeah,
like
that
up
would just be
like
annoying.
10 people playing at once or whatever, like 5 people at once, it's just there's no need for it.
Yep, exactly. All right. Anything else that they talked about that you want to?
I mean, they
Hit
did the
on.
movie stuff. That's
Yeah, the movie's coming out. I'm excited for
It's
that. I'm sure we'll talk
a
about that
thing.
next week, and then the following week, right, is when the movie comes out. We are
Yeah.
planning on seeing it
Probably.
the opening weekend. So
that's the goal.
I don't know if we'll do the podcast before or after we see the movie. Probably
Yeah.
before that day. So you might have to wait a whole week after
Yeah.
to hear what we
My
think about it.
thoughts.
And it might give you time to go watch it yourself too.
Yeah.
Then we can talk about it. That's
I'm
probably
hoping-
the plan there.
I'm hoping the local theater they sell their posters after the movies. So in a month, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
see if I can buy a Minecraft movie poster.
Yeah, that would be cool. The other thing with it, they showed more. I
They
haven't
showed more.
seen
It was like
those,
you
so-
haven't seen all the trailers.
No,
I've
I
watched
haven't.
all of them as they've come out.
Okay.
they showed more. I think what they showed made it feel better.
Yes,
I think
agree.
they helped a little bit. I still don't think it's going to be a cinematic masterpiece. I think it was more money over coolness.
I will say,
however, I think it's going to be enjoyable to watch.
excited.
I don't think it's going to be someone's favorite movie.
No, it's not going to be.
It's not
like
going to
this.
be anyone's favorite.
No,
it's not going to be this great plot.
I'm not watching this for in-depth story.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be real.
The plot of it's
We're
just
not.
the same thing as every other movie ever, kind of thing.
I love the villagers.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so goofy.
It's very goofy.
Very goofy. And as long as you go in with an open mind,
yeah,
just watch it for what it is. Don't compare it with other movies.
It's
just watch it for itself.
Great.
And then I'd love to hear when you guys do watch the movie what you think. So leave those in the comments as that comes. But that's a couple of weeks away. All right, let's get talking because I mean, they've announced on Minecraft Live they are putting a dropout on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
So we're going to talk
features.
about what's coming, the kind of they're tweaking everything, polishing the updates, all the beta previews, the pre-releases.
Which all of this stuff kind of came out before they announced when it was releasing, but it all makes sense. It all lines up.
Absolutely. All right, so...
Oh, wait. The past week of Minecraft, all info from Minecraft.net.
All right, Minecraft Java 1.21.5 pre-release 3 came out on Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. They had a note here about the Mojang is still down and all that for maintenance. Guess what? They crossed that out, and there's an update. Mojang is back up and running. Please report bugs at bugs.mojang.com. So there you go. You got a place to report the bugs again, other than Discord. All right, bugs fixed here in this pre-release. Fireball and small fireball can no longer have their owner has been shot or left owner fields modified. The second horn in the cold cow texture is unused by the model. These were the problems that they fixed here. So they're just polishing things up. F3 debug crosshair lost its outline. Experience orbs follow players in spectator mode. And there was many more in that. That's just a pre-release. Go check that out. We do have a link in the description of the podcast that takes you to basically all of the updates and pre-releases and all that stuff. All right, next, same day, Tuesday, March 18th, 2025, Minecraft Bedrock beta/preview 1.21.80.21. Same note there. Mojang is back up and running. Experimental features here. We've talked about a little bit. The locator bar. Player dots on the locator bar now show correctly regardless of simulation distance. There you go. And all right. And they do want your feedback there on the locator bar. They're still tweaking that a little bit, I guess. So they have a Discord channel basically that they want your feedback on. Features and bug fixes due to unexpected code base issues identified during preview. We have reverted a recent change that caused invincible pet mobs to despawn. Mobs in worlds open during preview may have despawned, but players updating to the upcoming 1.21.70 release should be unaffected. Now they have a big warning here. As always, remember to keep backups of your worlds before major updates.
They warned you.
Keep a backup. So, Little C, remind me Monday to grab the backup of Jericho, by the way.
Yeah.
Then removed access to virtual and mixed reality gameplay. And blocks here, some things here. Fix ambient occlusion issue for non 1x1x1 blocks. When a block around any of these smaller non 1x1x1 blocks is broken, the AO computation is correctly applied to the face in the direction of that broken block. Previously, the wrong face could be seen getting lightened and darkened. A list of blocks that were affected by this: stairs, walls, gates, buttons, cakes, plates, fences, anvil, grindstone, hopper, bell, lectern, eggs, brewing stand. So basically anything smaller than a full-size block. Gameplay difference here: added music definition field to Minecraft biome music component and client biome JSON files to control the music played in the biome. The default music will be determined by the dimension if the biome music component or music definition property is left off. An empty string can be used if the biome is intended to be silent. I do love that the music changes depending on the biome.
Yeah, they're making everything more ambient, and that's what this drop too. There's a lot of ambient features, sound features, just nice stuff for when you're wandering around.
Yeah, I like that a lot. All right, user interface. Worlds are no longer missing from the storage menu. Bundle tooltip no longer sometimes renders as if having a different amount of items. Adding manage storage button if download fails due to lack of space with instructions on what needs to be cleared out. Adding clear download cache button to storage for clearing files that got stuck due to a downloading error. This would have been nice back in the day when PlayStation 3 was having issues, or PlayStation 4. Remember that? We used to have to like do this whole
on
button
PS4,
press
we had to do all
thing,
kinds of random stuff to get it to fix.
Yeah, when they switched it over to Bedrock.
Yeah.
All right. Auto clearing the download cache on startup if it detects that it is running out of space. Fixes: fixed servant client desync issue during portal travel on realms. Farm animals spawn eggs used in the mangrove swamp biome will now spawn the same variants of chicken, cow, and pig as seen in Java Edition. And there are a few more things in that, so you can check that out in that link I talked about. And last up for changelogs here, Minecraft Java 1.21.5 release candidate 1. Which, if they didn't announce it, I was going to pretty much announce that it's coming out Tuesday because it was pretty predictable.
Yep.
But this came out Thursday, March 20th, 2025. Bugs fixed, received, missed, or reordered chat message from server. String doesn't make logical sense. Lighting of magma block is incorrect. And beacon receives wrong shading from nearby blocks. So that is a very small release candidate bug fix. So that means they are ready to go.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we might see one or two here in the next couple days. Maybe. Probably not at this point.
Maybe on Monday.
Maybe. Yep, right before. But you should be able to get that on Tuesday, I would say, on most platforms.
Or Wednesday.
Maybe Wednesday. I know sometimes Switch is a little behind.
Or phone. Different
phone sometimes.
Play stores or whatever.
So make sure you're looking for that on Tuesday. If you're on Jericho, it'll probably update by the 2:30 p.m. reset.
Maybe.
It usually comes out around 11 or 12. So then it won't update unless I manually do it or the server restarts.
Yep.
So. All right. That's it. That was fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this drop. I like the new chicken
I'm excited
variants.
for this drop. The problem is I
variants.
have to figure out the leaves and stuff. I'm excited for there's just
litter.
particles off the leaves now, so that's nice for ambience around my base.
Absolutely.
But I got to go find the firefly bush. I got to find the bush because I don't think you can just. You might be able to bone meal. I don't know. I'll have to play with it a bit in creative, so because I want to find a lot of the leaf litter and all of this stuff because I want to use it. Because I have my custom forest I've been building, and I've been doing all kinds of stuff with podzol and coarse dirt and just like spruce buttons and detailing stuff.
Right.
So I'm excited to have even more stuff to sprinkle in there and just make it chaotic, but not like busy chaotic. Like I want a lot. I want all of the floor to be covered with stuff. Maybe some sea pickles, random stuff.
I like it.
But like when you're walking through the woods,
there's stuff everywhere.
Right. There's brush,
Absolutely.
There's sticks, there's all kinds of stuff. So I want my custom forest here to feel like that. One, so people aren't just going in and chopping trees down. And 2,
Right,
I mean, the
right.
trees look very obvious to custom trees because it's not just one leaf type and there's glow
Have you
light.
had that yet this season?
haven't.
Somebody just randomly
But also,
chops
they're
your
in a
tree.
very obvious.
You spent days
it's
on
an
it.
obvious
Somebody
part
just
that it's a
needs
base.
wood.
Yeah, I feel like that would happen.
Somebody
like,
just punching your
Yeah,
tree
just-
day one.
You just walk out. Hey, get off of my tree!
I totally could see that happening.
Yep.
And little C's just be like, oh.
I'm moving 32,000 blocks out. Dang it!
That's right. That's right. That's exactly.
Hey, look at that. We wrapped it around.
All right.
Now it's time for our next segment.
Oh yeah.
Do.
Listener questions.
Our first question.
Hey, these are actual questions for you.
Are you sure
okay,
these
little
aren't
C?
comments? Are you BS? Are you sure these are not comments?
No, but I
Oh,
forgot
wait.
to answer
Oh,
my
wait.
questions, but so
I
I'm gonna
love-
have to come up with them as I go.
Our
Here we
first
go.
question goes from Deflective Gamer 78. What is a build that you have tried as hard as you can, but can never replicate?
Anything that looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not great
yeah.
at building.
Yes, I like. So you just have your show notes, like the template,
Yeah.
and your answer is just, I love tea.
I love tea. I must be from the UK.
But like
I love
the
tea.
letter T, not.
I know. So I go through when I do the show notes, right? I just take the last week's and I kind of delete stuff, and that way the format's kind of the same. And so I just delete part of my answers every week.
Yeah.
And I just forgot to add my
forgot to
answer
answer
this
it.
week. That's all right.
Uh,
it's kind of more fun to do it on
yeah.
the fly sometimes, anyways.
I usually don't start a build in survival on in a survival world. I don't
Okay.
usually start a build
Yeah.
where I can't finish it because of like lack of building skill or lack of understanding how to finish it.
Mhm.
Um,
Except for the back of your building.
okay, that's different though because this,
just saying.
this is recreating something,
Okay.
and I can
yeah.
usually recreate builds just fine, especially because I'll usually find a world, get a world downloaded on Java, have it
Right.
open on my second monitor,
Right.
and the thing is, like, the back of my castle is because I was recreating it. If I would have fully recreated my like inspiration build that I was
Mhm.
going off of, which was smallest being survival world castle.
Right.
If I would have just done that, I would have had the back. I would have had everything done, and it would have been complete and looked nice. But I changed it up a lot because I wanted it to be my own in its own way, a little bit of my own at least.
Yeah, I'm not good at that at
So
all.
I've been adding stuff, and that's where I'm kind of stuck on how to finish it.
Yeah.
And I think the solution is just more. I have to make it bigger by having to expand more, add more towers, add more like maybe an offshoot, like a build or something.
Mhm.
And just keep adding to it so it all kind of connects and crumples together. Because I think if I try to just have the one building, the one rectangle, and it's not a perfect rectangle, there's some outs and stuff. But if I try to do that, it's not going to look right.
Yeah, anything I try to build, I gotta find a tutorial. If
Yeah.
it's something anything fancy at all, I block for block, I exactly build it just like the tutorial.
There's some
I'm
builds
not
I do that
creative.
for, but not really.
I mean, there's some
I
things,
mean-
right? My sorters, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm known for is my sorters, and I'll do random
Yeah.
stuff. But like this year's, it just doesn't
so
look
last
good. So.
last season with the big, I saw a screenshot of this and I'm like, I gotta do something like that this season. The big building I had in Spawn, the big like a stately looking thing.
Yeah.
So the front of that was all a design I found based off of, it was someone else built it in Minecraft based off of another real life structure.
Mhm.
So I built the front of it like it was in the screenshot. I think I might have changed a few blocks out here and there, maybe a few different shapes. But
Right.
all of that was basically copy and paste. The sides in the back, granted, this was a little easy to do because it's just replicating like sections and putting it
it's just
around.
giant windows and
So I just
kinda-
did it, the sides and stuff. But that was, I usually only have the front of builds.
that is true.
So I
Facades.
have a screenshot of the front. And like this season, granted, I build a bunch into cliff walls at my base. But like sometimes I'll build and then I have to finish the rest of it. Or I'll inspire heavily my own. So like my shop this season is heavily inspired from Hermitcraft Sahara from season 5 or 6.
Okay.
I think. I don't know which season.
Right.
But Sahara, the store, heavily inspired by that.
Gotcha.
Also inspired by another build of mine, which was inspired by Sahara.
Right.
So it went Sahara to season 1 Jericho SMP, my store.
Okay. Yeah.
To the mall in season 3 a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
To the current what it is. So I kind of took
and you
mush
can
of
take
inspiration.
Yeah, exactly.
And then make something.
Yep. All of those inspirations.
Ends up
I'm not
having a back of a
builder, right? So like you talking about this stuff, it just doesn't correlate with me. But if I start talking about complicated switches or whatever, right? Logic gates, things like that in Redstone, your eyes glaze over. That's kind of how I feel. I can appreciate good builds, though. And most players, even if they can't build, they appreciate the things I do. And I'm trying to think some of the Redstone builds, because that's more of my side of things that maybe I've wanted to replicate and I never could make it happen.
I think
anything I've set out to do, I've been able to figure it out.
See, that's the thing, is there's a lot of builds I see. Like, I fly around Hermitcraft world downloads to get inspiration a lot.
Right. Yep.
There's a lot of builds I fly past. I'm like, there's no chance I can build. I'm not going to be able to do that.
Right.
So I don't start it.
So,
that's just, I think there's a lot of things, obviously,
skill
we
level,
can't do.
right?
Yeah.
It's just like we talked about the Noob Corner and Holy Bookworm, right?
Yeah.
If she looks at some of the builds you've built, there's no way she's going to be able to pull that off.
I think this season I've really pushed my limits so far. My base is very pushing. I think I went past where my skill level was, because it was a lot of it, like the custom terrain and stuff, is stuff I've done on a smaller scale.
Okay.
So I knew I could do that. And there's a few builds. I've done smaller builds in the same style. I went big. I went like all of that, and it's turned out amazing. So I think my level of where it has gone up this season, and I think this season is the best I've done in building.
I agree with that.
So that's cool.
And that's something,
and it's a forever world too. So it's like,
you're more motivated
in a year or something,
time on it.
Or 2 years or 3 years, I'm going to look back and be like, dang, I sucked at building. What was up with that?
Yeah, well,
I don't know when. I know at some point I'm going to want to make a new base. I don't know if I'm going to make a new base fully. Like, because I have my storage system I'm pretty comfortable where I am. And I'm loving my base. But eventually I'm going to go probably just a project base.
I think of the automation, the automated things I have going on at my base and my gold farm, which that's not too hard to rebuild. But I look at those things and I'm like, do I really want to move? Because I like those, right?
If I move, I don't think I'm going to move ever. I'm happy with my base.
Right.
I'm going to do projects somewhere else. A big...
Gotcha.
I think this season, I'm going to do a big project that's not... Because my problem is, I'll do a big project, but I have to texture it. I have to make it detailed.
Gotcha.
I love small detail. I need to do a big project that's just big. Right. There's no detailing. There's nothing fancy about it.
It's replicate
just... you just get over there, and it's like, holy cow, that is massive.
All right. Man, we really got talking. Thank you for that.
Wow, good job.
Listener question, Deflective Gamer 78. And by the way, that came from the contact form on our website. All right. Next listener question comes from Radio Guy. What was the last desert you had?
Well, I've never been to a desert in real life. And honestly, I'm not a real big fan of sand. I don't like it. Like, if we've gone to a beach and stuff, the beach is nice if you're walking barefoot, but if you have shoes on, it absolutely sucks. Sand is coarse, and it's rough, and it gets everywhere. I love the Star Wars reference. Had to throw that in there.
Yes. So, the last desert you had.
Yep.
Okay.
I haven't been there. I haven't been to a desert before. I've been to some beaches. Not the ocean beach, though. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of sand, so I don't think I'd really like the desert.
I love that answer. Little say, I believe he meant dessert.
What? No, he wrote desert. But he wrote desert.
He did
BS.
write
I don't
desert.
think.
He
I
did
think.
write
What are you
desert.
talking about? I think
yes.
you've ate too many donuts there.
Yeah. Speaking of donuts.
Oh.
In that case, if we are talking about
Okay,
desserts,
let's hold on. This is a big transfer in my mind. Hold on. Why would it be dessert? That is bizarre question to ask about dessert. Hold on, let me.
In that case, for me, it was a donut for breakfast this morning.
That is not true for me actually.
Okay.
Because technically at lunch I ate a little bag of like cookies. Things.
I did eat, but yeah, that is
so
true
we
too.
both our
I did have
answers
cookies.
are the same.
They are.
It's either a donut for breakfast or it's these cookies we both happen to have after lunch.
Right? Yeah.
I eat waffles sometimes.
Waffles are
Like
good.
so we have like Eggo type waffle. They're not Eggo, but they're the same
frozen
thing.
ones.
Yeah, frozen waffles. You put in the toaster, and then you have a waffle. I don't eat them with syrup.
America.
Yeah, yeehaw. If you have a problem with it, I don't care. So I'll just eat those without syrup, without a plate. I'll put it in the toaster and just be walking around the house with a waffle.
He does. Literally.
Yeah. We have a witness. I just do that sometimes.
Yeah,
So
he absolutely does.
there was a high chance that could be technically.
All right. Now, I love those type of listener questions, the ones that are not talking about
good old desert.
Minecraft. Just,
You know.
you know.
I mean, I gotta say that question a little dry. Dang,
Jeez.
that was good.
Wait. I have a button for this. I was not prepared for that. Is it this one? Yeah, that one kind of works. It just kind of faded out.
Little C joke of the week.
Right? Yeah, little C.
Now I'm dying over here. Jeez.
Oh, that's a good one. All right. It's been a great show, man. We got to talk about Minecraft Live, got to talk about all kinds of things the listeners want to talk about. Got good questions coming in. We appreciate you all. We can't do it without you. We got to have your questions. We got to have your comments.
About. You don't want. We'll go back and forth
next
talk about
week. I really want you guys to comment on what you thought about Minecraft Live.
Yeah.
What you're looking forward to. All those things.
Big thing. What you're looking forward to the movie.
And
that's I want to hear that.
Maybe throw in some comments about the drop that's coming on Tuesday. When you get a chance to actually play, what do you think about the things in game?
We're giving you homework, y'all. Go.
Yeah, so absolutely leave that. You can get on our Discord. You can go to the contact form on our website, theblockpartymc.com, or email us, contact@theblockpartymc.com. That works too.
Wait,
get your comments in.
Dang, we just did the outro before the last segment, and then we're going to say the exact same stuff again. Dang, that's BS, okay. That's repetitive.
I thought we were done.
No.
Oh,
BS,
you didn't stop me or anything.
He's so confused.
I thought we were
Poor
done.
guy. He's old. He's forgetting what we're talking about. He's losing his spot. Poor guy. I feel bad for him. It is time for everybody's favorite part of the show, Holy Bookworms Joke of the Week.
How can you tell if a tree is a dogwood tree?
By its bark. I gotta say, I think Little C's joke of the week was much better than that. I think my joke that I made about the jokes we were making.
Your joke was too gritty.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that didn't really work.
That wasn't. No, it was a little rough.
Rough?
I don't know.
That goes with this joke.
This one. Man, we are on fire with. We have been hanging out with Holy Bookworm way too much.
Yes, too much time.
Somebody save us, please, please.
All right. Yes, I agree. Thank you, live chat. Holy Bookworm does rock.
No, she doesn't. She complains. I rock. I listen to some rock music, and she'll be like, "Turn down that music." That is not what Holy Bookworm sounds like.
Everyone loves Holy Bookworm.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And like we said, she might not be doing the Noob Corner
as much,
but you can check her out on YouTube, and she has been doing live streams and stuff. And you can see Jericho SMP from a noob perspective a little bit. So, all right. Awesome. Thank you again. Make sure you subscribe. I don't think we talked about that.
Yeah.
So thank you, subscribers. I think we're still at like 5 subscribers. Awesome job, guys. Really helping support
15
us.
subs. We'll start some crazy
15,
stuff.
We'll start everything up. But if you subscribe now, you do get exclusive access.
Yeah.
Nobody
a
else
bunch
gets it
of content.
except the subscribers.
Tons of stuff there.
Tons of them.
Lots of stuff. You want to get that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to check that out.
Yep.
Do that now. Go find that subscribe
I'm
link.
warning you now.
Go do it.
If you subscribe,
So-
you might want to stick with the after hours because that has a little bit of production quality.
It's pretty good.
You might not want to go back to episode 1 or 2 or 15 of
but
Block
like
Party.
30 was
But
all
you
right.
could.
Yeah.
You could.
You could.
You could
get all
go
those
see
fast
Cringe,
episodes.
little C, where the C stands for cringe. Little cringe.
Little cringe.
That's what it is.
All right. TheBlockPartyMC.com.
Got thoughts or questions? Because we never do. We've already said this before, but I'm saying it again. You can reach us on Discord, the contact form on the website, or at contact@theblockpartymc.com.
And guess what? I'm still thankful for you listening.
Whoa. He hasn't changed his opinion in 5 minutes.
I'm Bearded Sloth, and now I gotta eat my coffee.
And I'm Little C. Bye.